up, everybody? Welcome back to another Raging Ricky Sports Podcast episode. We got episode 8 today, and I got my boy here, Khevryl. What is up?
Not much, man.
Nice to see you, man. Oh, of course, man. Today, we're getting into soccer, specifically the Euros, part 2. Last one was about a week ago, so we got a weekend. Today, we had Italy play Wales, Switzerland, and Turkey in their final game for the group. Italy's looking good, man.
They really are.
Looking phenomenal.
I like them since the very first day.
Yeah.
I think they only won 1-0, if I remember correctly, or 2-0 in the first game.
No, it was 3. It was 2 or 3.
2-0, something.
It was
like
convincing. No, I think it was 3. I think they beat.
I don't remember, but one thing I really liked about Italy was the way they played. So I don't think the scoreline was convincing. Yeah, like I was expecting a very laid back, you come attack us Italian team. I know that Italy wasn't even there for, I think, the World Cup. I think they missed out on, right?
That was a beautiful time.
Yeah.
You probably liked it too.
Yeah, it was quite in my
God.
area. But the way they played was really convincing, man.
Yeah, no, they finally play offensive style football.
Yeah, I love how attacking they are.
Who's the coach?
Mancini.
Mancini, he actually was playing
former Man City guy. Yeah. I loved it. My favorite guy right now on that team is Spinazzola, that left wing back.
Yeah, I didn't know about this guy.
Man, I was like, whoa, who is this dude? He's out here like
spinning everybody, man.
I didn't realize he was a winger, like more like a wing back. I thought he was just a defender who could like do step overs and take people on. But no, the way he's playing is awesome. It reminds me of Gosens on Germany, the Atalanta left wing back. Oh, that new guy. He's young, right? Man, I think he like had a hat trick the other day for Germany.
I was like, whoa. Oh, God, damn. No, they look good. Verratti's balling out.
Yep, he's back.
Midfield's looking good. Chiellini went out in the second game, I think, right? And then
he didn't last. It was like early in the first half.
Yeah. Didn't miss a beat, though. It's not like they were relying on it, which is good to see. I'm like, dude, I had skeptics about the defense because I was like, dude, you can't be relying on Bonucci and Chiellini for like so long. Bonucci's so fine. But like, I was like 36, 37, but they look okay for now. I still don't think they're going to win it all. They look good. I just don't think they have like star power. You know what I mean? Like they don't have that like world class guy. Verratti's probably their best player, which is not a bad thing either because I think he's phenomenal.
Yep.
But like you look at the teams before when you had like Pirlo, and then before that you had all the guys like, oh my God, what's that guy in Roma that never left? Totti. Like all these guys. Luca Toni was good. All those guys, they were like star players, but they don't have it. But maybe that's working to their advantage.
I agree, and see, that's one of the things I meant when I said like the way they played was convincing, right? I think star power is way less effective in like this current generation of soccer players than it used to be. Yeah. Obviously, you look at Poland, like Lewandowski's still there scoring; he's their star and
but
stuff.
They're struggling too, right?
Right, but like I think team balance wise, Italy's solid front to back. Like
for sure.
All of
like
their players
still a great player.
Exactly.
Maybe he is a star. Maybe I'm
Same with like Belotti and stuff, man. They have some solid players in every position.
100%. And their wingbacks are looking good too, like you said. Let's go into Wales because they just lost Italy 1-0.
Yes.
But like they look good though too. They like what's his name? Gareth Bale almost scored a goal there at the end.
Yep.
Like if he scores out 1-1 with a red card down, that's pretty impressive against.
Very impressive against the Italians.
But yeah, they're looking good. I don't know if they can make noise again, but I don't know. Gareth Bale's showing out again.
Yeah, I think his game before he had like the most chances created in like the history of a European Championship game or something like that.
We expect that now.
A lot of people think he's washed.
He's not washed.
He's not washed, and I'm not saying it as a Vice Spurs fan. I mean, there were moments during the Spurs season where I thought he didn't have it. Obviously, only to find out to find out it was Mourinho, right? When Ryan Mason took over, you see Bale coming on, scoring hat tricks and scoring goals and being
11 goals on the end of the season. Like fucking Son had 16. This guy had 11 with like he had the highest like minutes to goal ratio in the entire league. I'm like, this guy's so you can see maybe he's kind of slowed down a little bit. Maybe he doesn't have the stamina and he can't last a full 90 maybe.
Yeah.
Well, he's clearly showing it now that he can last a full 90 with Wales, but his finishing's phenomenal. Like it was so good for Tottenham. It was like this guy just hit and it would go in. I think he ended up with like 14 goals on the season.
I don't remember how many, but I definitely remember every time he got the ball and he was back on that left foot, I was like, wow, he might score. Kind of like
you just
when he used
had
to be
that
at
feeling.
Spurs.
I was just like, he's still a threat. He's like maybe borderline world class if you want to like put him on for a full 90.
Yeah.
Like Madrid would use him very well if he went back, especially with Zidane gone, he doesn't have that issue anymore. I don't know if he is going back or if he's going to retire or
he's coming back there now. And Ancelotti said a quote.
Loved him.
He said, Bale is coming back to Madrid.
Yeah.
Like the end. And I was like, oh my God, please don't. But
yeah, I know. I would love
We'll see.
That.
Yeah.
We'll see, yeah. Switzerland, Turkey was also today. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, let's just start with Turkey because like they were so disappointed. I think everybody expected them to do well. Like everybody was like, "Come on!" Like,
I thought they give more than what they did give. I mean, they don't have a lot of stars either, but
well, I mean, they got Çalhanoğlu, they got the couple guys from Leicester on their defense or something.
Yep. Soyuncu, the center back.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, like Leicester's always a good team, especially with the last couple of seasons, and you're a part of that defense. Like you got to be a decent player, but like, how many goals was like 7 or 8 they let in? I'm like, come on, man. They just offered nothing. And I also was believing in Cenk Tosun too. Oh, no. Burak Yilmaz, sorry.
Yes.
Because he was on Lille, and Lille just won the Ligue 1, right? And I'm like, okay, you were their starting striker, basically. And Jonathan David was behind him, but you still played a big role. David. I know. Shout out to my boy.
Yes, we're qualifying. We made it to the octagon.
We should have an episode for that.
Oh, we should.
I've been keeping up with that the whole time.
So have I. It's not the Hex, it's the octagon now. There's 8
whatever, it doesn't matter. I think we should finish third still.
I still think so.
Okay, we'll talk about that another time. Yeah, they just sucked. That was the one team where I was like, you guys just are not good. Like, I know they had a chance technically to qualify, but you never felt it. I'm like,
nah, didn't think they were ever going to get their
talk about, right?
Switzerland, like you guys talked about last week, they're always around. They always have more than just enough good players. They always have like a lot of above average players. Obviously, not a lot of star power either.
Shaqiri turns into a star.
Yeah, exactly.
He turns into a star for Switzerland.
Shaqiri on Switzerland is the left-footed magician. Like it's like Messi out there, and then he goes to Liverpool and doesn't touch the pitch.
He comes off the bench. But hey, man, shout out to him. We'll see about those two. So I'm pretty impressed with. I feel like they're both basically qualified, right?
Yeah.
Switzerland ended on 4, and so did Wales. Do you know who finished second?
Wales finished second on goal difference. I think they had 1, and Switzerland was on -1, if I remember correctly.
Oh,
yeah.
So Wales
right
only lost
end.
1-0.
Yeah.
And then Switzerland lost 2-0. Okay. So Wales is gonna have a. We'll see about the matchup again. Who knows? With all this third place stuff, we can't predict it.
No idea how the knockouts will pan out.
Yeah, I mean, I can see all 3 of these teams winning the first round at least, though. Yeah. Switzerland and Wales. So
no matter what, it
was an impressive group, though. That's what I want to get at. But let's go to Group B now. Belgium, Finland, Denmark, Russia. Belgium's looking pretty good.
I would say the quarters.
Minimum. I think they should get into the semis.
Yeah.
Denmark, I thought looked good against Belgium. I thought they looked really good.
They did more than I thought they would.
If Eriksen was on that pitch, maybe shit's different.
Right.
I'm not sure, but I hope they're not out because they do deserve to go through. But they lost both games.
I think they still have a chance.
They do have
second if they win their game.
I guess so. Yeah, because Russia lost to Belgium.
Yeah,
but they beat Finland, and then Finland beat Denmark and lost.
Lost me already. But I think when I last looked at it, they had a chance.
Sorry, Finland beat Denmark. And then Russia beat Finland. Because then Belgium beat Denmark and...
Belgium's on 6 points. Russia and Finland are on 3. So Denmark... I think it's Belgium versus Finland last.
Yeah, Denmark has to play Russia.
Yeah, so if Belgium beats Russia, they're on 3, which is the same as Russia and Finland. Is it head-to-head first or goal difference?
I think it's goal difference first. Because if they're all tied at 3, I don't think the head-to-head is like... It cancels each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Out,
so Belgium wins their game, then they're on 9, and then you have a 3-way tie for second place.
Yeah.
And it comes down to goal difference.
And then even that third place team, if you have the 2,
the
third place team can still go through with 3.
Exactly. So any one of those 4 teams.
I want Denmark to go through because they did look good against Belgium.
Yep.
They didn't sit back and just take it. They gave it to them, scored a goal. They couldn't hold them off, but they had a ton of chances in that game.
Yep.
So I was very impressed with Denmark. So hopefully. Who's their striker? Not striker, but Yusuf Poulsen's looking good.
Yeah.
Brathwaite
not
as
a Poulsen
well.
fan. What is he? Leipzig?
Yeah.
I don't think he's a star or anything, but I like his work rate.
He does. He
runs. He hustles. He'll shoot whenever he can. Yeah.
And then Russia is always this team where you never, like I said last week, you never can really
no
tell
clue.
how
where are the Russian players? Yeah, exactly.
And
where are the
really
Russian
follows
players?
Russian league?
I think Zuba is the only guy I can remember.
I don't know. Cheryshev used to play for Villarreal or something like that, but he doesn't anymore.
No clue what's going on.
So again, we'll see though. I mean, they showed out in the World Cup. You never know. Finland, that'd be cool. I think that'd be cool.
I'm a Pukki fan. I'm a Pukki fan. Shout out to Norwich.
But other than that, though, I'm like, Finland doesn't look too strong. Yeah. So I don't think it'd be cool. It'd be cool to see them get to the round of 16. Yeah, outside of Belgium, it's basically Denmark.
Yeah,
probably.
I think anyone who gets Finland, if they move on too, sees it as an easy matchup. Exactly,
yeah, for sure.
So.
All right, let's just get to Group C quickly. Netherlands, Ukraine, Austria, North Macedonia. Mm-hmm. Netherlands looking good.
Yeah, I would say they're in as well at this point. 6 points.
They're in for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not too convinced about them though. I don't think they're gonna win it. I like maybe. I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm a Netherlands hater for some reason. I don't know why.
Okay.
But which was weird because when they played Spain in the finals 10 years ago, I was definitely cheering for Netherlands. But I think I just like that that group of players that I would like. Who was it? Van Bronckhorst, Van Persie was on that team. Robin was on that team. Schneider, like they were stars.
Oh, Schneider is one of my favorites. Yeah.
I think also for me, Netherlands is missing out on Van de Beek, who I thought is still a pretty good player. And
I don't even know what to expect from him. I think his signing by United was unexpected.
It was weird because they panicked and they just wanted to get a name.
And he was so good for Ajax, and then he comes to
phenomenal. Yeah, and he balled out against Tottenham when he played him.
Embarrassed us, in my opinion.
We beat him, but they did.
And then he comes over to United and can't get a game, and
I know it feels weird.
I can't even understand it. Yeah,
but I still think he's good enough. Like he's
I think he's a good player.
And it does suck for Netherlands to me. I think if he was on the squad right now, he would be starting for sure. And
even Bergwijn missing out is weird to me though.
They just didn't take him. They just didn't.
I don't know what's going on.
I think that's it. I think that was it.
I was about to say. I think I know why you don't like him.
It was Bergwijn.
No Steven, no party.
And then also no Van Dijk, which I'm like that hurts so much.
Yeah.
If they had him, they'd be the best defensive team because he just brings that with him anywhere he goes.
And wait, did De Ligt play their second game?
He did.
He did? Wow. Okay. He missed the first game. I didn't catch the entire second game. First game I saw no De Ligt, and I thought, wow, they still look solid back there. Yeah, and Wijnaldum is a star on this Netherlands team, which I didn't realize.
Wijnaldum was always good. Maybe Liverpool didn't use him as much as he should have.
Which is probably why he left. But
yeah, I think Barca
are rumors. I don't think it's official.
It's not official.
Yeah, but that's where they've been talking. Is it official?
I don't know. Maybe I think I saw a photo, but it was probably not a real photo. It wasn't from Barca saying.
Oh yeah, it might have been a Photoshop.
Yeah, exactly. Let's get into Ukraine then, because Netherlands is Netherlands.
Ukraine's PSG rumors for Wijnaldum as well. Pochettino wanted to sign him at Spurs. I don't know if you remember.
I do remember that.
Yeah, and there was he called me and invited me to his house and stuff, but then Liverpool got him from Newcastle. Yeah. So wouldn't be surprising.
Do you remember when we missed out on Eden Hazard? 2012.
We're gonna talk about it.
And we would have had him if we made the
Do you remember when we missed out on Willian? Do you remember?
Okay, I don't miss Willian too much, but Eden Hazard. I'm more so with Eden Hazard, right?
Yeah.
When I heard when we finished 4th that year, and then we didn't get him because Chelsea won the league and not the league, Champions League. And then they took our spot. If it wasn't for that, we would have had
no Champions League that year.
That was all Didier Drogba's fault. Anyways, Ukraine, I feel like is very similar to Russia. They all play in Ukraine, and Ukraine's a good league.
Zinchenko is about it.
Yeah, Zinchenko. Yeah. I know, Yarmolenko played.
Oh my god,
West Ham.
We almost signed Yarmolenko too, eh?
I always liked him.
I like him.
He had a great goal.
Yeah.
Who's it? It was against Netherlands that game where they lost 3-2.
The other goal, I think.
I think so. Yeah. And they did look like on Netherlands level. They tied it up. That stupid play from the goalie, I think, fucked it up for Ukraine. I'm like, you tied Netherlands. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. No, I like Yarmolenko. He's like a 6-foot winger or something like that. He's gigantic. I watched him play on West Ham, and I'm like, wow, great player. Yeah. Dribbles, takes people on, he'll shoot from anywhere. Yeah, no, he took a while to come to the Premier League. I think after the Spurs rumors, it was another 3 years before West Ham.
Yeah, it took him and Konoplyanka.
Konoplyanka.
It took him a while to leave.
Yeah,
and then I think eventually he went to Sevilla. So that's fine. It just a couple of these Ukrainian players, I felt like you could have left a little earlier, and you guys could have been a bit better if you got the more international experience.
It's probably late 20s now too.
He might be 30.
Oh my god, it wouldn't surprise me.
91 or something like that, because he's been around for 5-6 years or something like that. So I think he's touching 30 now. I could be wrong. Maybe he's 29. But whatever. Austria kind of let me down. Squad. Right yeah, David Alaba, and then who is that striker that Arnautovic. Yeah. He's in China right now.
And
he was a baller for Stoke City back in the day.
Dude, I used to be scared. Man, I think it was when they used to say, have you survived a rainy day at Stoke? I would think of Crouch, Arnautovic, and I would think of the bald guy.
Yeah, the bald guy, the Irish. Oh, you're thinking about the center back?
No, center mid.
Yeah, you're
thinking of Stevens or Evans or something. The center back. No, there was
no,
like
there was an Irish striker guy. Like he wasn't striker, he was like mid, but he was more attacking. You know, I know he was a baller though.
He was old. He was like 30-something.
Not Walker.
Not Walker.
It was something like not Walker either. He's
W sounds right though. I feel like it is.
I know it sounds right. W sounds.
Because I said
not Williams.
No. Wait, Reader?
Walters.
John Walters. Yeah.
He was sick.
Yeah.
He was sick.
He was like gray hair, like salt and pepper.
Yeah,
striker.
I think that there was a rumor that like in 2014, like what's it called? Madrid trying to sign him.
No way.
Yeah, well he balled out. He was good. He was actually that good enough. I think Ancelotti was like, "Yo, he's actually good enough to play for this team. He's just on a shitty team." He was on the big defense.
No, he was a hustler. Yeah.
Phenomenal player. But yeah, Austria, I just want to look up their full-on lineup because I think they have a few players that are actually like pretty good, and I want to make sure I get it. Dragovic, this guy, he looks decent.
Austria. Oh, Sabitzer and Lehner are on those teams. Yeah.
Those Leipzig guys.
Yeah, the Leipzig mids.
So I'm like, okay, you guys actually have a decent team, but I still don't like. I'm not impressed with you guys at all.
No.
Even though they took a win over.
Also, Alaba at CB is weird to me. I don't know. He should
be playing center mid.
I expected him to play in front of like a back four. They're playing with a back three, but I mean at Bayern they used him in center back. There was a couple years where he played mid, I think, under the Pep years, but I don't know. I think it's strange. Yeah, he's so technically gifted on the ball. It's like weird that you wouldn't want him to run out of there.
I think that's what they did in the last game. They had him at center back, and then they pushed him forward afterwards, and he was just balling out, like absolutely balling out. Whipping in across.
Alphonso Davies, but with like maybe better ball control.
Yeah, way better ball control. Probably better passing too. Mm-hmm. I'm like, why don't you unlock the guy? But I mean, hey, they still have a chance to go through. They're on 3 points right now. But 2 of these third-place teams are not going to make it, so I don't know which one. Again, Austria probably has to get one more tie. 4 points puts you through, basically. Like you get the 4 points, you're golden. North Macedonia, their striker is actually good. Their striker is sick. The Panda guy, he balls out.
He's a G.
He's 37, and then he scored a goal. I think it was offside, but it was like he did everything right. I'm like, this guy's.
I like
Where
him.
were you? Like we needed you like 7-8 years ago when you're in your prime, like playing for these big countries. It would have been great to watch this guy. But
I know.
No, he looks good. So I don't know. They're on 0 points. Maybe he'll win.
Sadly, who's their last game against? I don't even remember. Netherlands. Buddy. Yeah,
but hey, you never know. Maybe Netherlands rest some guys. They steal a win. Because Netherlands is
a lot of teams have been rotating. I've noticed actually. Like even today when I was watching the Italy game. I noticed, like I think Chiesa started, and I think Spinazzola was benched for the second or third game. I don't remember. So.
The first game he came off the bench. I'm pretty sure. Or no, he might have not even played Spinazzola.
Spinazzola played first game and second game, I think, and he was subbed off early. Yeah. And then I think third game he was benched. Okay. So. Yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of rotations. It's impressive.
I think it is smart though too because once you get the 4 points, like I would completely rotate,
especially with like a 26 man, 22, something like that now.
26, but you don't. I think you take 24 to the game,
right?
You take 24 to the game,
5 subs, or
23 to
3 or whatever.
Yeah. Is it? It's 5 subs, right?
You can sub 5 players, but you can only do so at 3 different opportunities in the match.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you make like an injury sub and then an early sub in the second half, like. You can only sub your last 3 players all at once. Kind of.
Yeah. And that, I mean, I think that's fair, right?
Yeah, I agree with it. Otherwise, people would abuse it.
Yeah, 5 times to sub. I think that's a little bit too much.
Game gets slowed down. It gets boring.
3's perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that group's basically.
Yeah.
We'll see between Ukraine and Austria. The next group has been pretty entertaining for me. So Czech Republic, Croatia, Scotland, England.
What a group.
So the first game, Croatia-England, I thought that was actually a really good game to watch. I know it was only 1-0, but I thought it was technically pretty good. Like I was like, both like Croatia looked good because they're always going to be good on possession. That's just who they are.
Yeah, it's their play style.
England looked good on the counter. They looked good like to threat, and they were the better team at the end of the day. I think England's going to win this group. But like Czech Republic and Scotland look really good.
Hey, I like that Scottish team, man.
Yeah,
I really like that Scottish team. A lot
of
people don't talk about McTominay, but I think he's really good.
I thought he was his best player for United last year. You hear that, John? That's right.
No, anytime he plays for United, I'm a pretty big fan. He's like a 6-foot giant in there, wins tackles, slides, wins the ball, passionate, scores goals. He shoots from outside of the box.
He does his job. He does his job. He's like kind of like a defensive style of Pogba almost.
Yeah. Way less technically gifted.
Yeah, way less technically gifted. But like he's like a defensive kind of guy. Like
yeah.
I thought he was the best player in the Europa League finals too. McTominay.
Right, I think you did say that last week.
I was like, he was the best player, and he looks phenomenal. And this team doesn't look bad. Like I know they lost 2-0 to Czech Republic, but when I was watching, I was like,
is Czech that good or was Scotland that bad? I think Czech was that good.
Czech was that good. They kind of got a little lucky too because I know Scotland hit the post or the crossbar. I'm like, that goes in 1-1 at the time. I'm like, that probably deserved to be a draw, but like whatever, it happens.
Yep, game of margins.
Maybe they got a little panic because they were at home and stuff too. They played it at home, but against England, they completely frustrated them.
In my opinion, a draw against England, mission accomplished. You can't ask for anything more than that, man.
For Scotland?
Yeah, for Scotland. Oh that's job done, mission accomplished. You take your point and you run.
But I think England rotated a lot too. Like I think they know now you don't start Luke Shaw. You can't you can't start him in that whatever system they're playing. I think they switched to 4 at the back. They typically play 3 at the back.
Shaw, United player of the season, probably. Maybe he was voted player of the season. I don't remember, but just
he did have a good season.
Yeah, Cavani was really good for United too. But Shaw, United, excellent. You bring him to England, doesn't work out the way they expected. He's not as fast as they think he is. Yeah. Very different game.
So left back, who's the other guy they have for left back? Chilwell. He's phenomenal.
I like Chilwell. I actually remember the first time Spurs played Chilwell on Leicester, and I was like, "Who's this left back? He's really good. Like, this guy's great." Oh my god!
Last season when
his last season at Leicester, I was like, "Wow, this guy looks really good." But and then Chelsea scooped him up and wins the Champions League, and then you see, can't compete with that money.
No, I think, but for England though, they rotate a lot. I think Jadon Sancho should have touched the pitch by now.
For sure.
Like, come on, man. You didn't give him a run out.
And not enough people watch the Bundesliga. I am guilty of that too. But like when I do watch it, he was injured for a lot of this season,
he had a kind of a topsy-turvy season.
Yeah, very stop-start. But
he still had good numbers though. I think he had 16.
He's good.
Like, he still had 16 goals, 20 assists.
Yeah.
That's still phenomenal for a lot of players. Phenomenal. And I think that was like overall competition, but that's still
outside of the league. Fair.
But that's still like for the whole league. If you told me some guy had 16 goals and 20 assists, I'd like love to sign him.
Double digits in both. You're looking at
and he's
like
only 20 years old.
Yeah,
and he's only 20. Why would you not give him a run out? I'm like, give him. He should have had one now. You should because you're on 4 points. You're qualified.
Yep.
I know you might have a chance. You might finish third technically, but like screw it, whatever. All that matters is going through because you don't know who you're going to play anyways. I think they should start Sancho. Like, you should start Jadon Sancho.
I just don't have a lot of belief in this English team. I know you like England a lot, but me, I'm like...
I do still know. I think...
I don't see it, man.
I know what you mean.
I know what you mean
in terms of they didn't look good. Harry Kane didn't look good either. Apparently, he doesn't have no injury. He said he feels perfectly fine. He came out today. He's like, I'm fine. I'm good. Even though I'm like, are you sure? Like, I know that ankle bugs you, man. Don't lie. Maybe it feels good for you, but you just don't know the pain is still there. You just got used to it for so long. I think they should also start Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Why not?
Right.
I feel like they do have these guys, and those guys are going to be hungry too. They're like,
it's like, why take them?
Play.
Yeah. Why take them if you're not going to use them?
Yeah, exactly. And this is the perfect time to get some rest into. And I don't think your like quality drops at all when you play like these guys. And you can even start Rashford or something too. Foden's kind of looking a little off too.
I think the Foden hype. I think people are kind of seeing, I mean, Foden's amazing when he's on City and when he's in that system, and you see at the responsibility that Pep has given him, so much so that Sterling's on the bench, like we were talking about a little earlier.
But Sterling's been looking better than Foden.
Exactly, right? And you look at the difference in the way they're used, the system, the people that are around them, the kind of trust the manager has in you, and you can kind of see the difference.
Even then, like the Champions League finals, he didn't look that good. Foden looked whatever because you went up a strong defensive team. I think Chelsea also had a good matchup. Had a good matchup.
But Chelsea defensively best in the league, in my opinion.
Exactly. So he went up against
30-something goals against.
Yeah, you went up against a tough defense, and you really didn't do much. And now, like when you go on the international level, I feel like defense is focused on, especially when it comes to like these weaker countries. They're like, let's at least be defensively savvy.
Yeah, and that's why 3 in the back, especially with 5 in the back.
Scotland, their defense looks good, and Robertson's looking good. McTominay is looking good defensively too.
Yep. And so what's his name? Tierney's back too for them.
He is back.
Yeah, I think so.
He's gonna be solid.
He's been in training.
He's going to be solid too. Yeah. So I'm like, just bench Foden, man. Bench Foden. Unpopular bench Foden. Maybe put on Jadon Sancho. Maybe Rashford. Rashford's coming off the bench. Like that's an amazing
which is
substitute.
Deserved. Like Gareth Southgate is making his decisions based on the league, right? It's how do they perform during the season.
I don't like that.
And I know you don't, but like a lot of English fans also aren't a fan of that. It's like we know these guys. Like the guys we know are the guys who should be playing. And then you look at the team that he selected. You look at, I don't know, players who didn't make the team, players who did. It's like, hey, why didn't Watkins make it? Or why didn't Lingard make it if Lingard did so well during the season, right?
No, I don't think he did well.
Yeah, I mean,
but I think maybe even like, I don't think Calvin Phillips should be starting. I think he's not.
That's what I actually don't agree with.
You think he's...
Yeah, I'm the guy who gets up at 7:30 a.m. during the summer, especially with nothing to do this summer, and I watch every game, and I really like that guy, man.
Yeah,
the role that he plays on Leeds, he's like pulling the strings, gets the ball from one side, finds the other. He can play center back, he can play fullback.
He's definitely a really good player.
He's a passer, he's a tackler. What more can you want, man? Who should start over him?
I'm saying switch up the system, because I think if Jordan Henderson was there, he'd be playing.
Not a Jordan Henderson fan, but I know he'd be on.
He'd be on, right? He'd be on beside Declan Rice. Declan Rice is 100% there.
Right.
He's really good.
Sure.
So I think you change it up to kind of like a 4-3-3, and you start Jack Grealish.
But
in the middle too, because they always play him off the wing, and he's a he's a really good dribbler too. Yeah, he does. He's a really good dribbler, and if you had that kind of good dribbling skills that were in the middle, I think he would show up pretty well. And then I think you would start him with like, okay, so Declan Rice at the bottom, Mason Mount, and
Mount,
Jack Grealish, and even so, if you want to start Calvin Phillips, you could take out Jack Grealish and put him up forward, because he has that more offensive-minded kind of thing. Yeah. I don't think that two CDM is working out for them.
But the one thing you got to remember is when you're a team like England, you have the mentality that teams will adjust to us. We're not going to adjust to teams, right? They go in there thinking, we have our system. This is what we've practiced. This is what we're training for.
I don't like that.
Sure, but like, you can imagine if England went up against, I don't know, Hungary, no disrespect to Hungary, and then they were like, Hungary's playing this 4-3-3 attacking style. We need to play a different formation against them, right? They wouldn't, right?
So, they're like, we're better. You got to change.
Yeah, and England has that mentality of we're the best, we're England, so I can't see them changing formation.
I know. They're not going to change their 4-3-3. I just want to see it, dude. I'm like, come on, like...
It's like you see a FIFA list. It's like, this is what I want. This is what you should do, and then they go on the pitch. It's like,
I just think the only reason why I say that is just because of the players that they have would suit the 4-3-3 better. That's the only reason why. I'm like, if you had another kind of Declan Rice or a Jordan Henderson, like stick to the two in the CDMs.
I think even like a 4-4-2 straight up would work for them, because they have a lot of box-to-box mids, and they have a guy like DCL on the bench. Get him up there beside Kane. Take some of the jumping pressure off Kane.
Yeah, and Kane can drop back easily too. He's shown he's such a good passer.
And
he might as well play like a
most assists in the league.
I know, he's most goals, most assists. Shout out to Harry Kane, even though he's not looking good.
Yeah,
he might leave us too. How do you feel about that?
I mean,
I actually don't mind if we get 150 million pounds, which I don't think we'll get. I don't mind. I don't mind at all.
My opinion on Kane is, if he leaves, he should leave now. Like, there's no better time for him to leave.
I think he knows that too, though.
Yeah,
he's been trying to be like, "Come on, guys, let me go." And I think
City's the only place too that he goes, in my opinion.
I would rather see him go to Madrid, though. Personally, just because I don't want to give him to
Benzema's there,
club.
You know.
I know, but like, give us Benzema. I'll take it for a season.
I'll do anything to get Benzema. Oh my god, people make fun of Benzema. It drives me crazy. I'm like,
we'll get into him anyways, but we'll get into it anyways. But he's phenomenal. Anyways, wow, we spent a lot of time in England again. Czech Republic's looking good. Croatia, we could touch on that a little bit. Mm-hmm. They're looking okay. I kind of predicted this. Like I was like, I don't think they're as good as last time. They don't have Rakitic.
There's no Mandzukic.
There's no Manzo, and they're missing a striker guy. We have Kramaric, who did score 20 goals.
I like Kramaric.
He's good.
Hoffenheim, I think.
Playing
with Ryan.
Sessegnon. I want him back. Oh, I can't wait.
I didn't like him when he was there. I was happy he left. But hopefully he comes back better.
Yeah, that's exactly why he left, though, right? No, but yeah, Croatia's just looking. I think they could beat who do they have to play? Scotland. I think they could beat Scotland because they do play well. Like, they play well.
They have a very good team identity.
Yeah, they do.
You know what you're gonna get. It's gonna be a lot of passing, a lot of 1-2s. They're gonna try and control the game. Makes sense.
And it's nice to watch. It's just on like an offensive part of the game that they're just
no final third threat.
Yeah, your best player is Kramaric, but he's not really a striker. Bruno Petkovic is actually like a pure striker guy, and they don't want to start him. He's always coming off the bench. And the last game when we played against Czech Republic, we were down 1-0 at halftime. The coach was like, "Okay, no, we need to fucking win." They put on Petkovic and someone else, can't really remember. Mm-hmm. And then they just played better. They just played fucking Perisic scored a phenomenal goal.
I like Perisic.
He's so good.
I think there was Liverpool rumors a while ago, or maybe like
he almost came to us 4 years ago.
Or was it us? Yeah,
4 years ago. I was like, please bring us Perisic.
I remember watching him play. I think it was the last Euros. No, the last World Cup. It was
he was so good. He was like maybe the top 5 player in that league.
Oh my god, that guy's going down the line, and I'm like, who is this? And
he's
like,
so good.
He's on Bayern.
I've known him for like because I'm crazy. I just known him for so long. He was on Wolfsburg. That like green logo.
Yeah, that's Wolfsburg. De Bruyne was there.
De Bruyne was there. He was on there for a while. Inter Milan then picked him up. That was when I was hoping.
Yep, I remember.
Kind of showed out, and then he went to Bayern Munich.
Bayern is where I remember first like seeing him. Yeah.
No, oh man, he's so good. He's 32. Monster. I think he has maybe 1 or 2 years left of like top quality, and you could tell he's another guy that we have that can score a goal, and he showed out like we said in the World Cup. That goal in the finals was like well taken, little touch to the side, bang. Oh, I was buzzing. I was absolutely buzzing. But yeah, I we'll see about them.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Another one of those toss-up groups. I think England's lucky to be in second place, if I'm being honest, especially because, let's say they tie Croatia. Like, Croatia has a chance of maybe finishing first or second in that scenario, and England's like third place. And then maybe they're going up against like a France or a Netherlands or a Germany first round, right? Yeah. So, I'm not impressed by England.
Yeah, I think England will I hope they figure it out. I think they have one more game to figure it out, and we'll be able to tell. Yeah. They have a chance.
Who's their last game?
To convince them. Czech Republic, and then Croatia plays Scotland.
Right.
So I'm thinking Croatia does show out, beat Scotland, even though Scotland looks phenomenal. Czech Republic looks good too. We didn't even get into the Czech. The striker is really good, eh? Schick, he has 3 goals.
Wow.
Yeah, he's doing
I don't think I've been paying enough attention to
And then they had one of their center mids is playing for Suchek, I think.
The West Ham guy. Yeah, and they have a center back too.
We completely slept on it last week. We completely slept on Czech Republic. Like, okay, you're probably last, maybe Scotland's third. No, they look good. It's good to see that like all these countries are actually showing out. Maybe 1 or 2, like Turkey didn't show out.
Yeah, this Czech team is bothering me though.
No, they're
good. Kufal. Yeah, he's the other guy, the right back, not the center back. Yeah. He's also there, man.
Wow. They don't have a bad squad.
It's a very random squad, though. Is that? Oh my God, that's Vidra from like Burnley, isn't it?
VY, right?
Yeah. Vidra's on this team too.
Yeah, they're not bad, man. They have some players.
Zima, that looks familiar. I feel like it's like Napoli or something.
They have some good players, man.
Really strange team, yeah. But like once again, it's like. That team identity matters more than like your star power, right?
Yeah, and they're showing out.
I think it's proving to be the case.
And they're basically already through 2 with the 4 points. They're good.
Yeah, like you said, 4 points, you're basically
you're in no matter what.
Even if they lose their last game, like what? They're going to be tied for second or third at that rate.
At minimum third, and 4 points always puts you through for third. So they're going to the next one. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's get into another good group too. Sweden, Slovakia, Spain, Poland. All these countries have been looking
4-3-2.
Maybe Poland might be like
wow.
Poland might be the weakest team so far. Not the weakest team overall, but the weakest show out so far out of these 4 teams.
I watched Poland, Spain, and I thought Spain was a little bit fortunate. I really liked how they played.
Spain was fortunate?
Yeah. I watched that game, and Poland gave a really, really good fight. I think
they did.
The right mid, what's his name? The guy who got the assist for the goal. It's going to bother me if I don't find it. He's left-footed, and he cut in, and it was a nasty pass.
No, I can't remember either. No, but they look
Moreno. Yeah, Moreno. Moreno's been playing amazing.
For Spain.
Yeah, for Spain.
Gerard Moreno. He's typically a striker, though. For Villarreal, wasn't he?
Yeah. He plays like striker or like a little bit further back, like a cam or second striker.
Yeah, he played off of Morata for this game, though. He does deserve to start in
He played like right wing in that game. Yeah. He came off the line, and he would cut it on his left. Yeah. Oh, my God. He had a free kick. Just wide, just missed the post. Oh my God, great! In my opinion, player of the game. Played so good. No, he didn't play the first game.
No, he came off the bench. That's what I was saying.
That's what you're saying.
He came off the bench for Morata, and then he was actually like.
Oh, I thought you meant second game. Yeah.
No, second game they both.
I missed the first Spain game. I think it was 0-0 and like a boring game.
It wasn't that bad actually. It was on Monday because I watched it with Cole. Like Sweden just parked up. That's what everyone does basically against Spain. It's like we know you're gonna dominate possessions, so we're just gonna park the bench.
You look at Luis Enrique, it's Barca guy.
Barca guy, So it was 0-0, but there was 2 chances from Sweden. They probably should have scored.
That Sweden should have scored.
But also at the same time, maybe like Spain maybe had like 4 or 5 chances. 2 that were like, Morata, you should have finished that.
Yeah, I saw a lot of headlines saying Morata's bad. He shouldn't start.
No, it was bad.
He went and hugged the manager, I think, in the second game. And that's when I was like, oh, wow. People were like really talking.
No, it was serious because he deserved it, to be honest. It was like, you really should have finished those chances. So that's why I guess Moreno's been getting a lot of praise to himself.
Yeah.
But Spain, even though the 2 ties, they still look good. Like, I still think they'll... Who do they have at the end? Slovakia.
Yeah.
They should beat Slovakia.
I think it'll be a comfortable win for them too, but it's just Spain's going to be Spain. I mean, they get the ball, people boo them. It's the same thing you saw at, 2014 World Cup. People start to boo them when they start passing. You know, people call them passing
merchants. It's just how I know. It does get boring. It's not bad, though. It's like, if that's how they need to play, it's like, just let them play it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not Brazil who's going to attack you and do step overs and skill moves and stuff. But I mean, if it gets them a win, it gets them.
And it's also like their striking options clearly aren't that great, so they can't rely on that too much either. So it's like, I kind of have to pass the ball around until we find a good chance. Sweden's looking good though. Sweden's always Sweden for the last couple of tournaments have always been good now. I mean, they got to the quarters of the World Cup. They're basically qualified now because they have the 4 points, so it doesn't matter if they lose. So I'm impressed with them.
Yeah.
Again,
fair. First place in their group at the moment too.
Yeah. Who do they play last? They play Poland last. I hope Poland wins. I do want to see Poland go through just because
Sweden versus Poland. Yeah.
I do want to see.
I love watching Lewandowski. Exactly. Man. Oh my god! In the Spain game, I don't know if you got to see much of it. Oh,
I watched a fair amount, but
he's a monster. One thing I didn't realize is how fast he is. He can run because Bayern. He doesn't have to run.
He doesn't have to run.
He's just there always, and he's a poacher, right? But he gets the ball midway. And he like takes off, takes people on, and it sucks he doesn't have like one of my favorite Polish players, Błaszczykowski. Yeah, oh my god, no, Dortmund days.
Well, he's old now though. He's like 35, 36.
Yeah,
so.
I don't even know where he's playing. Probably in the Pulse.
He also had Piszczek too on that. Yeah,
I
remember when Dortmund had those 3 Polish players?
Another Dortmund player.
Yeah, Krychowiak or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, I guess, their center mid at the moment. I think that's where he is. That's basically, I mean, I guess they have Milik as well. Yeah. Another striking option. So they do have a good squad.
Arthur Milik, something like
Milik. They do have a good squad. I do want to see them win. I want to see them go through and see like what Lewandowski can do against other countries too.
He created a lot of chances. It was just unfortunate. He just needs like one more top level attacker with him. Like,
and they would be a threat. You could be like, they can technically win it.
Yeah.
They could. But
a lot of pressure on him.
We'll see. Let's get into the group of death. The best group.
Of
France,
death.
Germany, Portugal, Hungary. Wow. France just had a bit of a choke job against Hungary. And then Germany kind of gave the works to Portugal.
Yes. I watched a lot of that game.
Love to see it.
I still... my thing about Germany, though, is I still think they're not going very far.
Really?
I mean, what was it, 4-2 final score? Something like that? Score. Yeah. And, like... If you watch the game, Renato Sanchez had a shot that could have made it 4-3 easily. And, like, of course, arguably, Germany could have scored another 2 or 3 chances. But I think those cracks in the back are showing, man. I don't think they're solid enough defensively to stop.
That's probably their weakest spot right now, right?
Yeah, and even though it was 1-0 for France, still could have been 4 or 5, man. France just absolutely embarrassed them. Like,
they did.
But
then they kind of embarrassed themselves.
Yeah, they did. It went full circle.
I think for the France-Hungary game, we'll get into that first. I think that crowd played a little bit into it.
I think so.
That was
I didn't
see
see
a full capacity crowd, though.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And they were going nuts. Yeah. Full capacity. They were going nuts. And France was probably like, we haven't kind of faced this in like just as even
2 years.
The clubs, like 2 years.
Yeah.
Like who has, massive club like that in soccer? Like,
right.
It's been a couple years. So I'd be like, holy, kind of taken back a sec.
Didn't even really think of that. Yeah.
I think that played a little
psychologically, definitely a bit overwhelming to get into a full stadium after like 2 years of like nothing.
Of nothing. And then also that's going to spur on the Hungary players too. They're probably like, we got to show out. We're at home.
Yep.
They're going to get up for France.
The 12th player.
Yeah, it's 100%. They're going to get up for France, especially because like they're defending World Cup champions. Like, we got to show out. Yep. We got to show out for our country.
I mean, credit to Hungary. They got their point, man. They gave themselves a chance.
Yeah, so now if they beat Germany...
If they beat
Germany, they're through. Because 4 points, like we said, puts you through.
Exactly.
And then Germany would
France, Portugal?
Oof. Actually, if Germany loses...
They could be technically not even third place.
They might still go through, though, because they'd have 3 points. And if...
Right, but if Portugal is even a draw...
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Right? Like, then everyone has more points than them.
And France already has 4, so they're through.
Yeah.
So maybe France rests some guys again too, and they're just like, if fucking Portugal beats us, they beat us. But we're through, so let's just rest our players again.
I'd be surprised with that mentality. I think this group won't relax.
You don't think so?
Especially with all 4 teams are still in it, and like in some of the other groups, they're still in it. But in this group, Hungary could possibly win their game, man. So
yeah, you never know. I know. I think I was very impressed with Portugal until the game. I was like I think they're contenders.
The Germany game.
Yeah, until the Germany game. I was
think so?
I thought they were contenders. I'm like, their team looks solid. They look so good.
I think they're better on paper than in person, though.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I thought Portugal usually they're very prideful people, and they usually show out. They kind of always show out their best for Portugal.
Yeah. They're
not like England, where England kind of
back it up.
Yeah, and then England's usually kind of the opposite.
Cocky, and then it comes to game time.
Yeah,
and it's like,
I think they're like, no, we gotta the players are locked in. It's like, we're not going to be like that. We're not going to be like cocky or anything like that. Plus, they had Bruno Fernandes, who's basically world class. Ronaldo's
still. City guys and
Silva,
Ruben Diaz back there. And
Andre Silva looks good too. Yeah. He scored a ton of goals this year. Mm-hmm. Joao Felix is not even touching the field.
Shocking.
I know. I thought you maybe gave him a low. I am a very high on Diogo Jota as well. Yes. I think he's phenomenal. I wish somehow Tottenham got him.
I still don't like that he's at Liverpool. It bugs me. It's just weird, but
yeah, he is.
Yeah, no. At Wolves, oh my god, I love watching that guy play. Him and who's it? Podence, I think. Those 2 guys.
Yeah,
and then
they
had
Ruben Neves is there too. I don't even think he starts. I mean, they start rolling Carvalho up maybe.
Ruben Neves. Have I even seen him come off? No, I think the other center mid. I think Moutinho's gotten some minutes as a sub.
Yeah. Because he's been solid for. Renato Sanchez came off the bench too.
He looks great.
This team's good. This team's quality, high quality through and through. Minus you still start Pepe at the age of 36.
Yeah, and he's solid back there.
He's doing his job. Yeah, actually, I was like,
you saw Ruben Diaz. I mean,
yeah. Who's their? Is it their goalie? Still that Ricardo guy? Or no, that's from so long ago. Rui Patricio. I think that's what it is right now.
Patricio's there, the Wolves goalie.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, but I can't. I
actually can't remember. I have to look too.
But regardless, they look
Patricio.
Phenomenal.
You're right. Yeah. He's the Wolves keeper, is he not?
Yeah, he is. Yeah. That's Portugal.
Yeah, sorry, Portugal. Plus Semedo.
Yeah, Semedo.
the whole
whole
team. Yeah.
No, so I was like, I think they look so good, and then I'm like, really, you lose 4-2. The defense let in a couple lone goals.
I think though that was a game. Like I said,
again, it could be a blip kind of thing.
No, I think it was just a game where one system was better than the other. I was talking with some of my FIFA friends actually about it in a WhatsApp chat. And they were saying that Semedo sucks kind of thing. And I was like, oh my God, no, he doesn't.
People just
he's playing right back. He needs to be more Gosens. And I'm like, no, man. He needs help. He's playing against a back 5, right? So, I mean, Semedo's always going to have either a winger and a fullback or a winger and a center mid playing against him. So the right mid or the right wing on Portugal needs to track back to help him kind of thing. And
they're just not.
Semedo's not a great defender. You look at how his years at Barca, it's a system player, overlaps with Messi, underlaps with Messi all the time kind of thing. But not a bad player. And I think Germany's system destroyed Portugal's because it was the exact same play, just Gosens or getting the ball from the right to the left, Kimmich to Gosens, goal. Right side to left side.
I guess it was just a matchup. These matchups are basically working. Germany lost to France. I think that's a bad matchup for Germany. But then Portugal has a bad matchup against Germany. But then I think Portugal has a good matchup against France.
Right. So do I. So I think that's going to be really good. Man.
I think Portugal is going to beat France.
You think so?
I do. Again, I just think it's the
I'm
matchup.
Excited for that.
I feel like in soccer, people don't talk about matchups too much. I remember 3 years ago when Liverpool made it to the finals the first time against Madrid. But they took out City. They just had a good matchup against City. Everyone was like, they should get to the finals. Every year, everyone's like, they should get to the finals. But then you just watch them play. They just beat him. And then also this year, I thought Chelsea had a good matchup against City as well. Even though technically City is the better team, matchups are important in soccer.
I'm with you. I'm the kind of person who looks at how teams perform against their opponents and the style of play that their opponents play. And the way Chelsea plays, they are fine without the ball, man.
Yeah.
They were going to let City have the ball no matter what. They weren't scared to have less possession. They were going to defend. They weren't going to concede.
No, 100%.
They did their job.
And you know who's like that too is France.
Yes.
They're okay without the ball.
Yep.
They won the World Cup technically like that. Their run, they go against Croatia, who's a ball dominant. Croatia had more possession in the finals. Belgium, who was ball dominant too.
And I think Portugal against France, was that the finals? Who did Portugal play when they won the Euros?
Oh, when they lost the Euros, you mean France? Portugal played France in the Euros final.
And Portugal beat them in the finals, right? Yeah, exactly. So it wouldn't surprise me.
And then and then in the round of 16 against Argentina, it was a shootout. It was like best for best, and then Portugal had like a better team, right? So that's why they beat them. But it was also 4-3.
Yeah.
So like, it's matchups, man. It's matchups. So we'll see if Portugal. I think they will win. France should still win regardless, because they could technically match up against almost.
France is in first right now. Yeah. We'll see. I mean, we'll see. I'm not 100% saying Portugal's going to win the game. I see it going either way. I think it'll be a good game no matter what. But
that's all they need.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if France is less scared about conceding, is more worried with not conceding than scoring. I wouldn't be surprised if they go for the draw.
Yeah,
wouldn't surprise me. They have
Again,
nothing to lose with 1 point. 5 points, they're in.
5 points, they're in regardless, anyways, right? But yeah, they probably will try enough. Probably get the draw. But yeah, Portugal, I think their style too. They can, if they need to sit back, they'll sit back too.
Yep.
So
I like that Portuguese team though, man. A lot
they
of good
do
players
look good. I am very like. If I was like
very Italian in my opinion, where it's like just a solid group of guys that they got. Maybe not a bunch of like stars past Ronaldo, obviously, but like you look at all the positions, solid
quality players. And then I think they still have a second star in Bruno. I think he's a star player.
Yeah.
So they have enough to go. But yeah, if it wasn't for my take on like England and France are my favorites, I think I'd probably go Portugal third.
Really?
And then maybe Italy now, maybe like equal to third.
Italy is my team right now, man. So just from like all the teams that I've watched, I think Italy is solid defensive.
The most well think they've conceded. No, they haven't.
Italy hasn't conceded.
So it's like they're still holding this defensive like
reputation.
Reputation is a perfect word. And then still giving an offensive game to like to show out.
Have goals to back it up.
We'll see. So I guess you're taking Italy then. Like you're if you have to choose a team.
Yeah, I mean, once again, like you said, it comes down to matchups, and when that convoluted third place bracket is finally out.
Yeah.
But like, I really think Italy's the team to beat for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if they do need to like sit back, they're 100% ready to do it. If they go up against like a Germany who's gonna be ball dominant, they're just sit back. And Italy typically always
anyone right now that I'm like, if Italy plays them, I
think
know
Portugal beats them.
You think so?
Matchup wise, yeah. Matchup wise, yeah.
I think
because it's the star power, man. Like, I agree with you when you say like the team matters more in terms of like than the individual,
like identity kind of thing,
but
right?
the stars can still win you games. So.
Yes, the stars are the difference.
Yeah,
a lot of the time.
Like for Italy, like when it comes to push and shove, who are you gonna rely on? Who's gonna be that guy for you?
Fair.
Like Immobile is good, but like he's not that guy to like.
You look at today, Verratti's balling
out, but he's not that guy to like maybe get you a couple goals.
But he got them going, like the free kick. He got the assist in, amazing pass, easy goal.
So maybe Verratti's that guy for him because I think he's up there. But it's been good, man. This Euros has been phenomenal. Outside of the whole Eriksen thing that kind of brought down the mood for everybody, like it's been great.
I literally was like, I don't think I watched the second game that day. What was it? Belgium against Denmark?
What do you mean against Denmark? Finland?
Yeah.
When the thing happened, and then Belgium, Russia played.
Russia, yeah. I couldn't even watch that second game.
They look good anyway. They look good that game, Belgium.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Lukaku, oh, what a journey for him.
We didn't really talk about Belgium too much, did we? Oh my God, we didn't talk about that.
I should we skip past them?
We probably skipped that because we talked about
Russia and Denmark.
Yeah, okay, well, fuck. We need to get into Belgium a little bit.
Belgium's just, they're always going to be there.
They're up there too, though. Yeah. I think they're just as good as Italy.
Belgium used to be one of my favorite teams. And like, I'm a De Bruyne fan. Oh my God. I just love the way the guy plays.
I hate him, but he's so good.
Right. That's part of why I respect him so much. He's one of those guys, team seats, like, oh, fuck this guy.
And Lukaku showing out. And they're doing this without Eden Hazard. Eden Hazard's a bit of a wash right now.
He's a guy who's washed, in my opinion. You want to talk about washed? Hazard's washed.
Yeah. Thorgan's looking good. He's doing his job on the wing. Basically, he's taking over his brother's... Not his job, no. He's
like, I'm the real... Let me show you who the real Hazard is.
Let me show you who it is.
I am the Hazard now.
Who else is there? Vertonghen's actually like...
Captain.
Alderweireld still playing well. They always play well for that. I thought Vertonghen might have not even started, but clearly I was wrong about that. Because I was like, his legs were kind of... getting cut off there at Tottenham. In Portugal.
Benfica? Yeah. Happy for him. Love the guy.
They can easily win it too. Like it's one of those things. It's like when you choose, like when I choose England, France. I don't think it's like they're set in stone. It's just like I have to choose somebody, right?
Yep.
Belgium can easily beat both of those teams
for sure. I think Belgium has a
good matchup against England.
Belgium's the only team I look at who I think has more star power than anyone else in the league, and like obviously we're biased because of the Premier League.
I think France has more star power.
Really?
I think Benzema's a star.
Sure, France's backline. Mbappe. Who's a star other than Varane?
Varane, Kimpembe is good.
Yeah, he's good, but like, you know, can you think of center backs who are better than him? 4 or 5 probably.
Who's not? Is it Meunier on the wing? Am I tripping?
No, Belgium. Yeah, Meunier's Belgium.
No, I was thinking France.
It's the two Bayern guys. You have Pavard and Lucas Hernandez.
Pavard.
Yeah.
I
can't remember Pavard's first
name. And then
right
that Theo Hernandez, is he French?
I thought it was Lucas Hernandez.
Lucas Hernandez. The center backs, Alphonso
Lucas Hernandez plays center back and left back on Bayern.
Yeah,
that's the one who's playing.
And he plays for France.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
So Theo Hernandez. Wait, is he also Bayern?
I don't know, man. There's a Hernandez. I don't know.
Oh, wait, no, I think you're right.
See, this is this thing about soccer.
There's too many players.
There's so many players, and there's only so much we could do as people talking about it to know. Because there's the Prem, there's the French league is looking good.
Yep.
Serie A is good. The German league's good. Spanish league is good. So
MLS. Just kidding.
I watch MLS.
I can't anymore.
No,
Giovinco left. That was it for me.
Yeah, no, that team TFC kind of fell off there.
And it's sad. Never heard of them. Sorry.
Come on, they were good for 3 years.
More than that, I was crying. We won our championship. That was our first
we should have won
Toronto championship before Raptors.
Yeah,
TFC was the team that had the best chance.
And they were phenomenal. I remember.
Altidore's still there. Bradley's still balling. I think I watched yesterday. It was 2-2 at half versus Orlando.
Yeah.
Nani scored a goal. I'm like, oh my god,
Nani scored. Tesho Kindle scored a goal too. Canadian boy. Ayo Kendall looking good. Takeover thing.
I follow them, but I can't put my heart into it.
It's not the same.
Yeah,
it's okay. But yeah, this Euros has been phenomenal. I've been pretty impressed with the soccer I've been watching. I think the one before was kind of a bit weaker because it was the first time with the 24 country. That was the first time we did the 24 country tournament, and the quality was kind of a bit lower.
Yeah.
But this year, I feel like a Czech Republic or even Austria's looking fine. Ukraine's looking good. Russia's always Russia. Scotland's looking a lot better. Slovakia's looking good enough too. These guys are giving you quality.
I think it's. I haven't thought of. I haven't seen any games where I'm the other team sucks.
Except for Turkey. Sorry, Turkey. I literally no offense to Turkey, but God, you guys disappointed me.
Yeah. Who was Italy's first game? Switzerland?
No, it was against Turkey.
It was Turkey? Okay, yeah. So I think that was probably the only team of them, yeah.
But, that's the only team you've been.
But I was more impressed by Italy than I was disappointed in Turkey, kind of thing. So
yeah. But even North Macedonia gave you a little bit.
Yeah.
They're just here, look at this panda guy. He's kind of sick.
I've been enjoying it, man. I wish I could watch more games. I just wish I could watch more. Yeah, it's been good.
You've been keeping up with it enough. And you know soccer well enough to know everything beforehand anyways. Doing things. All right, everybody. That's it for the episode. Thank you for all listening. Khevryl, thank you so much for coming out. I would love to do this again.
I'm so down. Thank you.
We need to do a lot more soccer too.
A lot more.
Premier League.
I'll talk about it forever.
And then next year we got the World Cup start going on. We got to talk about Tottenham.
You have to cry about Spurs. Yep.
I won't cry.
I will.
I'll be hurt, but I won't cry.
I'll cry. I'll do the crying for us.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. Anyways, Raging Ricky signing out.